Now, yesterday, there was a press conference on the steps of the Capitol where a lot of the victims, I think it was like 100 of the victims, were there of Jeffrey Epstein. And they were all talking and sharing and doing this and doing that. But at one point, as one of the victims was up talking, uh, there was a flyover by military aircraft, I believe. And I think that was an intimidation tactic, trying to silence out the people that were speaking. And I know Donald Trump's base, the MAGA base, are going to probably come out and try to say, well, it was an accident, it was unintentional, it was routine or whatever. Except the thing is, over the Capitol, directly over the Capitol, is restricted airspace. You would need authorization to fly in there. We didn't hear anything in the media or the press about jets being scrambled to go figure out why this airplane was in restricted space, things like that. So it was clearly on the up and up. At least somebody knew it was going on, so they weren't worried about about this plane being there. So there's this flyover trying to silence the victims who were speaking. It's not working, but it was another intimidation tactic because this administration is trying to silence the victims. They don't want them talking. They really don't want the Epstein list released. Despite things Donald Trump may say publicly about, oh yeah, we're going to release it, and he's done a few minor things here and there to release some information, so far nothing new has been released. And I did a video earlier talking about Donald Trump trying to intimidate members of Congress and saying that they would be hostile to the president if they voted to release the Epstein files. That doesn't fit with their narrative that it's a Democrat hoax, that it's all Democrats on the list. It means they're protecting somebody. And whether that's Donald Trump, whether that's members of his cabinet, whether that's RFK Jr., who knows? But they're protecting somebody, wealthy donors maybe. And they were trying to intimidate the witnesses to not speak out. It's not going to work. This information will ultimately be made public. And when it is going to be very bad for Republicans, very bad for Donald Trump. And it's going to be a great day for the victims. They can finally get some justice in all of this. Now, for those saying, why didn't Joe Biden release the Epstein files? He could have, but he was focused on doing other things like fixing the country. And that really wasn't his purview. That fell under the DOJ, and there were ongoing investigations. Now, could they have charged more people? Probably. Should they have? Also probably. But this information will see the light of day, despite the intimidation practices by this administration.